Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding your bank account frozen.
I have no money.
Not because you did anything wrong, but because some algorithm flagged you as suspicious. Your coffee? Can't buy it. Gas for your car? Sorry. Groceries for your family? Tough luck. Now imagine this isn't some random glitch. It's by design. While you weren't looking, two companies have been quietly spending $80 million to make sure they control how you spend every single dollar you earn. They're fighting to eliminate your freedom to use cash, and they're paying politicians handsomely to help them do it. I'm talking about Visa and Mastercard. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on their multi-million-dollar scheme to keep their iron grip on your wallet.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
The ocean of debt is getting deeper.
$30 billion deal to settle a decades-old lawsuit against credit card giants Mastercard and Visa.
The US is set to sue Visa over allegations it monopolized the country's debit card market.
You know those little plastic cards in your wallet, the ones you swipe, tap? Every time you use them, companies like Visa and Mastercard are taking a cut. And not just from you, they're charging the businesses you shop at too. These swipe fees might seem small, just 1.5% to 3.5% per transaction, but they added up to a staggering $72 billion in 2023 alone. That's billion with a B. That's enough money to buy every American a lifetime supply of avocado toast, and still have enough left to bail out a crypto exchange twice. But here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean disturbing. These companies are actively lobbying to eliminate cash as an option and maintain their duopoly on payment processing. Today, we're following the money to see exactly how they're doing it. Let's start with the obvious question. Why would credit card companies want to eliminate cash? The math is simple. Every time you pay with cash, Visa and Mastercard make exactly $0. Every time you swipe a card, they take a cut. So naturally, they want you swiping, not paying with paper. A few years ago, Visa actually launched a program offering $10,000 to restaurants that would go completely cashless. They called it the Visa Cashless Challenge. I call it the Help Us Make More Money Challenge. It's like Amazon paying towns to shut down their libraries. Here's $10,000 if you promise to only read books that come with Prime shipping. But there's something more sinister at play. Cash offers something credit cards don't: privacy and autonomy. When you pay with cash, there's no digital record, no one tracking what you bought, when you bought it, or where you were when you bought it. Cash is freedom. It's the ability to buy what you want without permission from the bank, a credit card company, or anyone else. And that freedom is exactly what Visa and Mastercard are spending millions to eliminate. So how exactly are they doing this? Through one of America's favorite pastimes: lobbying Congress. According to a report from government watchdog Accountable.us, Visa, Mastercard, and their trade groups spent a combined $80 million lobbying against increased competition in the payment industry. $80 million. That's not pocket change, even for these giants. They're spending this money to fight something called the Credit Card Competition Act, a bipartisan bill introduced by Senator Dick Durbin and Representative Lance Gooden. When Democrats and Republicans agree on something, you know it's either really good for Americans or the apocalypse is coming. In this case, it might be both. This bill would require banks that issue credit cards to support multiple payment networks, not just Visa and Mastercard. The idea is simple. More competition equals lower fees for merchants, which means lower prices for you and me. But Visa and Mastercard don't want competition. They enjoy their duopoly, which allows them to charge swipe fees that are 10 times higher than those in Europe. Yes, you heard that right. 10 times higher. And when merchants try to negotiate these fees, they can't. It's take it or leave it. And leaving it means not accepting cards at all, which isn't really an option for most businesses. The situation has gotten so bad that in 2024, the US Department of Justice filed for antitrust lawsuit against Visa for illegally monopolizing the debit card market. This isn't just some minor regulatory slap on the wrist. This is the federal government saying, you've gone too far, and we're stepping in. The lawsuit alleges that Visa's monopoly power has allowed it to impose unfair fees and price hikes on customers. And just this June, a US judge rejected a $30 billion settlement in which Visa and Mastercard agreed to limit the fees they charge merchants. Why? Because even with the settlement, card fees would remain too high, and Visa and Mastercard would still retain too much control over card transactions. Imagine robbing a bank of $100 million, getting caught, and then offering to give back $30 million as a settlement. That's basically what Visa and Mastercard tried to do here, and the judge wasn't having it. The judge's decision means that Visa and Mastercard will either have to negotiate a better settlement for merchants or go to trial. Either way, it's a sign that their stranglehold on the payment industry might finally be loosened. And here's where things get really concerning. Imagine a world where cash doesn't exist, where every single transaction you make is processed through a handful of private companies. These companies or the government could theoretically cut you off from the economy entirely. Disagree with the wrong policy, post the wrong thing online, your account could be frozen. Your ability to buy food, medicine, or anything else, gone. This isn't science fiction. It's already happening in countries experimenting with social credit systems. And while America is not there yet, every step away from cash and toward complete digital dependence is a step in that direction. Cash gives you options. It gives you privacy. It gives you autonomy. And that's exactly why certain powerful interests want it gone. Think about it. When you pay with cash, you don't need permission from Visa or Mastercard to buy something. You don't need to worry about network outages or system failures. You don't need to wonder who's tracking your purchases or selling your data to advertisers. And for the millions of Americans who are unbanked or underbanked, cash isn't just convenient. It's essential. So what can be done about this? First, support the Credit Card Competition Act. Contact your representatives and tell them you want more competition in the payment industry. Second, use cash when you can. It's a small act of resistance, but it matters. Every cash transaction is one that Visa and Mastercard can't profit from or track. Third, support businesses that offer cash discounts. Many small businesses actually prefer cash because it saves them money on swipe fees. By paying with cash at these businesses, you're helping them stay afloat in a system that's increasingly stacked against them. And finally, stay informed. The battle over how we pay for things isn't just about convenience. It's about freedom, privacy, and who controls our economic system. The push for a cashless society isn't inevitable. It's a choice that's currently being made by powerful corporations with billions of dollars at stake. But ultimately, the future of money should be decided by the people who use it, not just the companies that profit from it. So the next time you pull out your wallet, remember that simple choice between cash and card is actually part of a much bigger battle, a battle for control of the entire economic system. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. The more people who understand what's happening, the better chance we have of creating a payment system that works for everyone, not just Visa and Mastercard.